All right, guys, it's March, so you know what that means. It's March Madness time. Look, March Madness is one of the best times in sports in the entire year. So once again, I'm partnered up with the DraftKings Sportsbook to give all new customers a fantastic offer. Bet $5 or more and get $150 in bonus bets instantly by using my promo code DCTV. Look, we've all picked brackets. We've done it since we were young, college, and everything. Now, use your knowledge to go and cash in and use those bonus bets to do so. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use my promo code DCTV, bet $5 or more, and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. We all have teams. My team, Oklahoma State, will not be in March Madness. We did not have a great season, but hopefully yours did. And guys, welcome to North Carolina, who just legalized sports betting. At 5 or more, get 150 in bonus bets by using that promo code DCTV. Only at the DraftKings Sportsbook, where the crown is yours. All right, so we're on the verge of UFC 300, and I have been watching polls and watching people react to the big fights. It is the biggest fight card that we've ever done. The one that seems to be looked forward to most is Gaethje versus Holloway. So it got me to thinking. Max Holloway claims to be the best boxer in mixed martial arts. Justin Gaethje has the best kicks, especially before he got to the UFC, but the leg kicks was his calling card. But last fight, he did something a little different in the Dustin Poirier fight. He was able to finish him with a head kick. Trevor Whitman and Justin Gaethje are masters of setting traps, of setting up shots that help for the highlight to end fights. But this fight, I'm telling you, man, when I looked a little deeper into how he got that kick off, it was classic Justin Gaethje, because it was an unwilling to let go of the idea that the kick was going to land. You could see very early that that was something that they worked on. And I want to get into that. You know, I've done a couple breakdown videos. I broke down Islam Makhachev's wrestling. I broke down the striking of Max Holloway. But today I want to get into a few of these positions that allowed for Justin Gaethje to finish Dustin Poirier. So let's go to round one. All right, guys. So you start at 2:55 left in round one. And you see Dustin Poirier pressuring Justin Gaethje. Now, one of Justin Gaethje's best shots is his left hook. He does not get the credit that he deserves for landing his punch. But what he does is he throws this punch off of his right hand. So he leads with the straight right. Now, why is that important against a guy like Dustin Poirier? Dustin Poirier is a southpaw. Justin Gaethje also recognizes that Dustin Poirier fights in a shell. And if you look, Dustin Poirier is in that shell. So what that tells Justin Gaethje is the left hook now is open on the other side. Granted, Dustin's phenomenal fighting out of that shell. So if you throw it blindly, you're going to clip his shoulder because it's elevated. Look at Poirier's shoulder elevated. Now, the one thing about that, and you see it, dude, it's beautiful. Dustin just deflects it, right? He hit the shoulder and the elbow. He fights behind that shell. It's an old school shell that you saw back in the day. Joe Frazier would fight behind it. He was shorter, so he used it to close distances. Gaethje throws his best combinations, the straight right and the left hook. Poirier defends it. Justin immediately, right? He checks him. He checks him at 2:50 left in this round as Gaethje is back, not pressuring, allowing Poirier to dictate the pace. Soon as Poirier gets close again, Gaethje checks him with the high kick. Why is Justin Gaethje so committed to the high kick? In fight one, he didn't throw those kicks as much. But in the second fight, he did. Granted, it's the body and the head that is open whenever you are fighting in the split stance, conventional versus southpaw guy. He checks him with the high kick. Poirier blocks it as you would expect, but once again, Poirier turns because he's so used to fighting in that shell. Here's the problem with fighting in that shell in that way. When you are blocking like that and you're rotating your body, sometimes it's difficult to get that guide hand across. The guide hand is your right hand. When somebody throws a left kick at you, your right hand needs to come across and almost at your forearm, guide the hand back down towards the floor, because you can't take the impact of that kick with just your one arm. Go back to Kung Lee fighting Frank Shamrock. Kung Lee broke his forearm because Frank was not blocking with a guide hand. Now, Gaethje is really good at the straight right left hook. Gaethje is also really good at the uppercut left hook. So let's fast forward a little bit. We get to the end of round one, right? Been a very competitive round. Fun fight, as you would expect, between these two guys. Gaethje starting to poke and prod. 20 seconds left in that round. Look, Justin. Justin checks him with the straight right hand again. He throws the straight right, and he almost changes level. But again, he's looking and watching because Dustin's not kicking at him. Justin Gaethje throws the right hand to check Dustin, right? He checks, where'd he go when I threw the straight right? Then he backs out just a little bit. Gaethje never circles so far out of range that he's not able to return back with something. So he circles back off to his left, and then he checks Poirier again with the high kick. He steps, pivots. Guys, it's such a small detail, but it's so important in striking. When Justin Gaethje throws that straight right, he gives a slight step, and then he takes his right foot behind the left to pivot. Dude, this is boxing 101. He's square. You can only be square when you've got enough distance. But then he turns and he pivots. He takes that slight step with the left foot, boom, right foot trails behind, puts him right back in line, because you want to be in line when you're striking. Once he's back in line, bang, another high kick check. This time, though, Poirier doesn't catch it as clean. Poirier blocks it. And I've been on the end of this. Like, I've been on the receiving end because he's doing it from so many different angles, because he's doing it from so many different odd times. It's not like Justin Gaethje throwing this off of a 1-2. On that kick, guys, notice Dustin didn't get the guide hand across. It was taken on the forearm. Now, he rolled his shoulder to try and minimize the impact of the shot. Ultimately, though, that's what's going to fell him. Because when he rolls the shoulder, even though he blocks the kick, it wraps around his head to allow for Justin to land the kick that knocks him out. Justin Gaethje fought so well in this fight. I don't know if he's ever been more measured and calculated in his approach. Justin Gaethje isn't the guy that he was before. The guy before was a bit reckless. He would just do things. There didn't seem to be much rhyme or reason as to what he was doing. But now everything comes off of what they're trying to get him to do, him and Coach Trevor Whitman. But right here, I get into round two now, and same thing. Gaethje's on the pops, on the pump and fake. He's moving. But again, angles, moving, popping, shoulders popping. Now watch this time. Notice Justin Gaethje before was throwing the right hand and the left hook to try to set him. Notice Justin Gaethje was throwing that right hand every time. He looked at Dustin Poirier for the read. He recognized at that moment when he threw that right hand, Dustin starts to turn because he's got to roll that punch. When he goes to roll that punch this time, watch Gaethje just pop that kick right around the side of his head. Level change, moving, circling. Dustin's following. He puts that right hand out of there. Dustin kind of turns. Right here, it's already too late. Gaethje's letting that kick go, right? He's got the right hand out. Dustin's kind of fading back. Then he's going to rush his hand back to his head. But now there is no guide hand. And because he's turning, the kick wraps behind his head and it drops him. This was Justin Gaethje building his reads early and then continuing to advance on them as the fight progressed. But go back to the first round. When he checked him with that first high kick, he went right hand, left hook, back to space, high kick. Let me get his reaction. First reaction tells me I got to do something a little different. So on the second one, what's he do? Let me give him just right hand. He gives him right hand feel, takes a peek. Poirier is going to come after him, but only after Justin Gaethje gets back to space. Square stance, not good, especially against a southpaw, because you're giving him your entire body to attack. He steps left, pivot and turn, back to his conventional fighting stance. Boom, high kick, check him. Second round starts. They're back in the same dance now. Gaethje is not the aggressor. That's one thing you could almost guarantee he would do every time he was in the octagon. He would be going forward, almost recklessly taking damage that he really didn't need to take. This time, though, he didn't do that. He was back playing the matador a little bit to Dustin Poirier. This time, he goes right hand again. Get back to space. I know now that every time that I throw that right hand, he's starting to roll. He's a boxer. Gaethje has now built his reach through those first two interactions to know that he can go and find that head kick. He throws it. This time, Poirier is not able to rush the guide hand back, takes the brunt of that kick, but he takes it behind the ear. And the equilibrium is the thing that will always put you out. It don't matter how tough you are. It don't matter the chin. You're going down. Or you're at least going to do the chicken dance. And once you're doing the chicken dance in the octagon with these trained assassins, it doesn't matter how tough you are. They will find a way to get you out of there. It is what it is. That performance for me showed that Gaethje is still improving, but it also tells me what he has to try to do next week. If he's trying to just box Max Holloway, he will find success. He's that good. But there's an easier way. He's got to mix in the kicks. We saw Max Holloway do it to Alexander Volkanovski in the second fight, where when you thought Max was just the boxer, Max went out kicking, and he caught him with a high kick. It is the evolution of fighting and the evolution of these guys that we come to expect certain things from, and they continue to change the narrative. I believe in order for Gaethje to have success next weekend, he's got to be even better than he was last time. And I believe for Max to have success, he's got to be prepared for everything Justin Gaethje brings, not just the boxing and the low leg kicks. These are both of my good friends. I'm excited about watching this one because it's going to be an absolute barn burner. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Watch Justin Gaethje and start to pay attention, guys, to the little details that go on inside the octagon. I know you guys love it. You love fighting. But you got to look between the lines to really get into what's happening inside that octagon. UFC 300 goes down, and I cannot. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be the biggest week that we've had in a real long time. I'm excited to be a part of it, and I'm excited to still be a part of your guys' lives. Thanks for the support. I love each and every one of you. Tell your friend to tell a friend that DC's got a YouTube channel. I'm doing stuff like breaking fights down, interviewing people. Next week's check-ins, guys, are crazy, crazy check-ins for UFC 300. Because if it's a big fight card, why not get the biggest and best from my YouTube page? Guys, thank you again for the support. Loving each and every one of you. Till next time. Peace.